Get him.
Did you got one more there?
I do.
There you go.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Roll for Efforts. My name is Jason. We're here with Joe, Chuck, Park, Damien, and
Gary, did you forget my name? Oh,
Gary.
Good one.
Good night.
Oh, man. No, I just thought that would be kind of funny, because
Okay.
you're like playing Get a Bunch here. Like, who are you?
Who are you? You've gone by so many names.
Oh, man. Well, we're playing
Too many hats.
more Lamentations of the Flame Princess tonight. We're in our third session, right, Joe?
Yep.
Technically fourth, because we had a 0 in there, so, you know, we're in a weird number scheme. And,
Right.
Joe, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, cool. So, just because I remembered the checklist, if you like what we're doing, give us a comment, let us know how we're doing, and subscribe and hit that little bell thing.
Yes, I am terrible at YouTube. That's why we have Joe and everybody
Yes.
else here.
Hey, I'm terrible
That's
too.
awesome.
But, like, together we make the whole thing work.
Right?
All right.
Right? This is the authentic shit right here. These are
Right.
real humans playing D&D, not actors. All good.
All right. So, when last week, we did a little bit of running around. There was, you guys decided to go and check out that farmhouse. There were some strange things happening with that tree. Actually went
Not anymore.
Yeah, right. Not anymore. Actually went to the farmhouse, spoke with the farmer. He had accepted the money. You overpaid for killing his goat, which was strange because you could have sworn it was a goat man, despite the fact it dissolved.
Tasted
kind of-
delicious.
Right? Tasted delicious. Kind of discovered that may have been kind of dosed and may have been, under the influence from some of the candles and different herbs that Grandmother Anne has regularly burning in her hut. Life of a hedge witch. But discovered some interesting things at the farm itself. Etienne discovered these strange, what looked like footprints left in condensation on the hot stones. Long footprints at the front of the house on some of the paving stones. It had come out that dust had gone back into the home towards the end, and kind of forced and pressured the family through terror and fear tactics for the youngest son to call out something that he at first thought was a nightmare, that he had seen shadows reaching into the home and grabbing his baby sister, and that's how she had gone missing. Meanwhile, Etienne and Scourge were both back at that tree, and Scourge buried his axe, the same tree that Minimus had seen some very strange kind of fey creatures writhing throughout the bark for a moment, as his kind of psychotropic mind, induced by that peyote, had kind of seen through the veil and seen some fey in the tree. Scourge buried his axe into that, and this magical kind of explosion blasted out, knocked Scourge on his ass, and kind of dropped Etienne into near death. And so everybody had returned back to Grandmother Anne, where she brewed a kind of concoction or a type of tincture, I guess it would be. Yeah, mostly dead. Mostly dead. Brewed a tincture of sorts to kind of help revive him. Experience was awarded. Etienne hit level 2. Everybody else is slowly getting on their way in there. And so that brings us back to Grandmother Anne's. If I drag this over to the proper channel, back over to Grandmother Anne's cottage. And let's pop her away. And let me blow that thing up real quick.
Yeah, I remember I was waiting outside, keeping kind of guard.
Yeah, you can see all the people that are outside.
Yeah.
Dust was also hanging with Elric.
Yeah, outside.
Yeah, we had a moment.
Right.
I was all like, repent from your sinful ways, elf. Stop being an elf.
Stop being an elf,
Right?
I would have been inside with Etienne, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I am wherever Scored put me.
Yep, laid out at the table. Yeah, Minimus had helped Grandmother Anne brew this tincture and get your unconscious form to swallow it. And you also, in that state, Etienne, kind of got a glimpse directly of those fey things that were in that tree. They were there was some strange connection when you dropped from that. So you kind of saw them and actually kind of vaguely communicated with them. And everybody else, I remember I did show that because Minimus had done a sketch of what he saw. And so it's going to be, from that moment when you guys brought him back and the elixir was given to him, it's going to be a couple hours before Etienne actually wakes up. And just so I don't miss anything there, you guys were talking about wanting to wait for some recovery, spend a couple days of downtime.
Yes.
Was that correct?
Yeah.
Wait for Etienne to fully heal, and also for Minimus to fully recover his missing strength from the miscast.
I wanting to set a trap.
Yeah, I remember there was a discussion about going back at night to try and check that tree out again.
Yeah, I mentioned that at the last of the game. Of course, we don't have to do that, but in terms of resting, I need to not only rehabilitate my strength, but get back a spell slot. So I would need a full rest and then the additional hours to memorize that spell. And then
so a full night's rest will recover obviously the spell slots for everybody, or the safe cast spells, and a single hit point or stat point, or I'm sorry, a hit point and stat point if it's missing. So in total, it would be 2 days total downtime if you guys wanted to recover, or the two of you that are missing stuff, if you want to recover fully.
What time of day is it right now, Mythweaver?
So barring the waiting to find out if you guys wanted to take full rests here and there or not, it is getting into be about afternoon, about 1-2 in the afternoon or so.
Nice. That's what I was going to guess too. I say that. Well, I don't know. So, so I guess we could go back and rest. But maybe we all agree basically to kind of talk around the town, and I don't know how inert. When you say resting, how inert is that? Like, no gameplay for 2 days, basically, like, or we're like going back into our fantasy lives, praying at the temple or doing whatever.
Well, I mean, it's, wherever you're at, you don't necessarily have to travel and go somewhere else. Grandmother Anne has the room here. I mean, she's the only one that lives there in this, multi-floored, kind of space. And she would definitely allow you guys to hang out there.
Just would definitely like to spend any and all of that time here.
Okay. Yeah, and so the downtime is basically like, it's not, or it kind of doesn't count if you start going traveling or, things like that. So it's more like the basic kind of mundane kind of milling about for rest, for the total rest.
I think Elric would wait to hear what Minimus is going to do, because Elric is not leaving Minimus' side.
If we dip out and go to town, does it reset Etienne's clock for recovery?
No, well, if it's still at this time, he's still unconscious. Like, he'll probably be waking up around like 5 or 6-ish, from the blast or from the injuries that were sustained from that magic.
I don't think it's realistic that any of us would want to leave before Etienne has come back to consciousness.
Right.
Town's about an hour's walk away.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, I'll make a bed out of the hay bale over there.
Okay. Hunker down, relax.
Under the stars.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah. If we're gonna go ahead and rest, I mean, I would. My other intentions of using this time was to analyze the samples that I took from the goat, both hard and soft tissue samples. So that would be, I guess, would require getting like a mortar and pestle and turning maybe the horn into powder or something. I don't know if you can do that while you're resting. Otherwise, I'll just crash out.
Elric is opposed to going back into Grandmother Ann's house for a reason. He doesn't feel like it's a place that the church might approve of.
It's fine, you big old lunk.
I shall wait out here, where we may see our enemies coming, dwarf.
You didn't see him last time, so what makes you think you're going to see him this time?
That is all the more reason to put our focus into this.
Eric does not enjoy the contact high.
A soldier of the Lord must have his wits about him at all times.
Well, barring that, I guess we'll keep you around.
Excuse me, I must say evening prayers, and I will go off to start making prayers.
Nice.
Dust will go inside and seek to talk to Anne.
All right, yeah, and she's kind of just milling about, making a stew. Does not look like there are any special mushrooms going in there, or any extras.
Are there any candles burning inside?
Yes, she does have those same candles, same scents coming off of them.
Wow.
Kind of that lotus infused psychotropic, as it were.
Dust looks at Grandmother Anne and says, Dust looks at Grandmother Anne and looks at the candles and says, Grandmother, if I may, I prefer to keep me wits today. And she blows the candles out.
Okay. Yeah, Grandmother Anne doesn't put up any fuss about it. She just keeps chopping carrots and potatoes and stuff and dropping them into this soup. Along with what looks like a minced acorn or some such going in as well.
Grandmother, one question if I may.
Oh yes, dear.
Are there any places of power about these woods close to your cottage that you know of?
Oh, you're in one, love.
Do you have a private space that I may attain a meditative trance?
Oh, pick any spot here on the floor. Any place at all should be fine. There's an upstairs. What is it that you're looking to do exactly?
Is the hut just one great room and then an upstairs like a loft up there?
Yeah, kind of a loft like the whole bottom floor is mostly open. You know, there's like a little dividing wall with like a bed and kind of not quite a dresser, but more like a couple chests that have clothes kind of hanging out. Some of them look like they're tucked full of different herbs and things.
Okay.
But yeah, there is stairs that go up to a kind of closed off, looking roomish thing.
I would assume that her windows in this cottage are open?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Dusk will ask Grandmother Anne, be it okay if I seek solace upstairs?
Oh, of course. Is there anything in particular you're looking for in your trance?
I seek answers, ma'am. I seek answers.
Ah. And so you choose interior reflection to find these answers. As if you already know them.
I know nothing.
Then perhaps you're looking in the wrong place. If you know nothing,
Perhaps.
why go introspective?
Where should I look, Grandmother?
Out to the stars. I frequently find answers in the stars and in the woods. Like just the other day, the trees were talking to me.
In that
They
case,
whisper so frequently, though, of course.
more to my point, to my question earlier, where might I find these answers in your woods close about your cottage?
Well, what are the questions? What answers are you looking for?
I have a song I wish to sing to these stars.
A song you wish to sing to the stars?
Aye.
Well, It's a long way off, but Farmer Gimble had uncovered that stone. It's a good conduit to pierce the heavens. Oh, at least 2-3 hours from here on foot. It's past the Patterson's farm.
Can you draw me a small map?
Okay, I definitely can, but I mean, a walk like that, it will surely be after dark, and that's quite a ways to be out by yourself after dark.
But you say this hut is a place of power?
Oh, I live here, don't I?
Do you have a ladder to the roof?
The roof? Well, I'm sure you could climb up some such area. I don't exactly have a ladder, but it shouldn't be too hard to climb up part of the chimney around back. It's a nice rough-hewn laid stone. And the thatching's easy enough to get up if you do need to go up there.
Dust takes note, and we'll walk outside. And in what phase is the moon right now, Mythweaver?
Can't quite see the moon here during the day. It's not exactly out. We're still in that afternoon phase, so the sun is still up and closing in on beginning to set. Because if we're sitting about like 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Had I made note of it last night, what phase would it have been in?
Yeah, so it is definitely waxing towards being full. What is the one before that? Gibbous?
Waxing Gibbous, yeah.
Yeah, is Gibbous the one right before full on the lunar cycle?
Waxing Gibbous.
Yeah, so it's definitely closer to full. Like, it's going to be a full moon in a matter of, just a matter of nights. Like literally 2 or 3 nights, the moon will be full.
Then all shit's gonna hit the fan.
All right, and outside, we're gonna step out there, Scored and Elric. All right, and Scored, I see you are smoking a pipe.
Yep, I'm just sitting calmly in the clearing, waiting for Etienne, who seems to have run afoul of a tree explosion.
Yes.
Random.
He's not real sure why that
event.
explosion happened, because his axe doesn't usually do that. But so he's just sitting there. And he knows he's got some time to wait, and he'll be just looking up at as evening comes along, thinking about his ancestors and the ancestors of all of the rest of us.
Okay. So I guess we'll kind of pull a short little fast forward here as it begins heading into night. And around 6-ish in the evening, the farmer, William Patterson, actually comes in, with the small cart and the rest of that goat fully cooked. And he brings it up and he's like, "You paid for it. I don't want you coming back to my land after what your she-elf did to my family. I'm going to let it slide, but next time I'm reporting it to the constable. None of you are allowed back on my farm. I don't want to see any of your kind anywhere near my place or my property or my home again. That is unacceptable. If that she-elf tries to threaten my family like that again, we're loading muskets. That's all there is to it. You paid for the goat. Here's your goat. It's cooked. I didn't spoil it for nothing. It's fully cooked. I'm a man of my word, and I accept your coin and the apology on killing the goat."
What is he talking about? What's it? Dust, what have you done?
What?
I thank you, good farmer, and you can rest assured that the elf will not bother you again.
Good, because next time I'm going straight to the constable. The sheriff will hear of it for sure. Good evening to you. And he kind of, after you unload the goat, he turns into his cart and shoots straight back on out. And the stars are beginning to, peek out and blossom. Moon is beginning to rise. And for those of you outside at this moment, you do see a strange, to cut back to it, I know we've been looking at it on the start page, a strange green light kind of seems to be sitting off to the side, shining out from behind the moon, that is quite unnatural. It's not a thing that has been noticed or seen or commented on before, but give a little precedence to our start page. Boom, I'll pop us back over. All right, and Etienne, you wake up. And as you wake, you can already kind of feel that something's wrong. You slowly start getting up. Your chest is kind of just sore and aching. And in the back of your mind, there are some muffled voices around, but you look around and they're all in the same room as you. And through this kind of muffledness is just this ringing in your ears. So on the mechanical side, from the near-death experience, the blast, that explosion, to hearing-based checks, you're kind of with the tinnitus, you're at a -2 to any search or wisdom checks based on hearing.
Zoinks!
Kind of lasting effects.
Man.
From the near-death experience. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, shell shock, man. That sucks.
Yeah, a bit of shell shock there. And I'm actually gonna pull you over here, Etienne. On your chest, you look down. Those runes there you see are kind of in this greenish and glowing, but they don't appear to be casting any light, but you do see them glowing on your chest.
So those marks, not the thing it's on.
Yeah, not the thing it's on, just the glow of those marks.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that is kind of emblazoned and shining.
Where is this at?
Man, I don't think that I have anything that can actually heal you. Etienne, I think you're screwed.
I look down at
heal
my
him?
chest. What did you guys do to me?
On his chest.
Yeah, so yeah, he kind of wakes up and is talking. Minimus, if you're still in there, he's got his shirt open looking at his chest, and it just looks like his chest. You don't see anything.
Dear God, what may this mean? Anne-Marie, come take a look. How could this be?
Yeah, no, you don't see anything on his chest.
Oh, I thought you said we did. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no,
No,
I do.
He sees it.
I pass out for a little while, and you guys cut me up? What?
Hey, Etienne's awake. Etienne's awake. All right, I let the guys outside know. Went over to check him out. Give him a once-over, little inspection. How are you feeling, Etienne? We're out for quite a while.
How long have I been out?
Yeah, you can see it is growing dark outside, or out through the windows.
Nearly all the day. What do you remember?
My delivery. I start to get up and head for the door. I gotta get my delivery.
Oh, no, you must rest. Rest. You're in a safe place. You're at Anne-Marie's.
I try pushing my way past Minimus. No, you don't understand. It's for Merrick. I have to get that up to.
No, Rick, don't let him leave.
Yeah, and Anne-Marie actually stops you, and her grandmother Anne, she stops. She's like, "Oh, child, you don't want to go through the woods at night. Who knows what could happen? Wolves, strange other things. It's best to at least rest for the night. I don't think you should. You'll have more strength tomorrow. I've made stew."
Oh, stew?
And she kind of grabs a few different crystals, and she's looking through these slivers of different colored quartzes. Oh my! And she kind of lays you back down, and she's inspecting your chest.
What is it? What is it, Granny?
You've been marked. You have been marked. This is a strange thing indeed.
I remember a tree, and faces, and
yes,
and they wanted to kill me.
Oh, that's peculiar. That is peculiar indeed. But the mark, this is definitely from that tree. When who was it? Scored? In here, boy. You hear Scored, you can hear it calling from inside the home.
Scored will quickly walk in and seeing Etienne kind of awake. It's about time you woke up.
What the hell happened?
Tell me, your axe, mostly iron, yes?
Yes, oh yes.
Yes.
Finest iron dwarves can make.
That explains so much. That's why it had to have been a door, and it had to have been strong Fey magic. I mean, of course the iron would break it. The touch of cold iron, the Fey can't stand it. This is such a strange day. All of these things seem to be coalescing for some reason. Have I eaten any mushrooms recently? Because I feel like I'm hallucinating a little bit. That blast, I think you've shattered a fairy door. Which is curious, because you need to go to the other side to remove this mark. This mark on Etienne, it was caused by the blast of that fairy door when you broke it. And she kind of, leans in and inspects your axe and kind of goes through her round of different colored glass and quartzes. There's a bit of residue. It's quickly fading. It's surely the cold iron there. Oh. With the visions that I have seen of whatever that is that is coming, that has woven all of you together. There are some strong threads tying this together. These are not things I have seen before. The world doesn't work this way. Yet here we are. Oh. Nope, my candles are blown out. I haven't had any mushrooms. No, I have not licked any toads recently. I must go and commune with the woods. Please, have some stew. And she shuffles herself out the door. Elric, singer of stars, your friend is awake, and there is stew. You should go inside, love. And she disappears out into the growing darkness, into the trees, leaving you guys alone at her hut.
Alone again with our thoughts. Etienne, is this the person you saw? And I'll show Etienne the drawing I made.
All right, the sketch.
Yeah, the sketch. In my insane.
What does the sketch look like?
It's a wicked-looking caricature of a face with really sharp features and kind of snake-like tendrils, if not roots and branches and whatnot, just playing forth from
same face.
Let out for everybody.
Yeah. How did you know? That's what I saw.
Oh, I slam my journal. We are certainly in this together.
Yeah, and again, Minimus, while looking at it, with the description Etienne gave of the footprints and such, it seems like such long and spindly limbs probably belongs to the strange woman at the center of what you had seen in the trees. That perhaps that had something to do with whatever had taken the child. And Dust, did you share what you had learned from the family?
I have not info dumped, no.
No? Okay.
Would seem that this visage here is what's responsible for making our night hideous, and we, fools of nature, so horridly shaking in our disposition. Thoughts are beyond what our souls can reach here. Why, I do not know. What do you know of these portals, Dust? You're there, right, Dust? You're in the room?
Yes.
Do you know of these Fey portals Anne-Marie was speaking of?
Dust will info dump now what she learned from the family.
Okay.
Now's a good time to share.
And everybody remember about the shadowy figure and such?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Beyond that, Dust will tell Minimus, all of the facts that Adalshade told me are indeed not fact to me, but only legend. I believe them to be true, but that remains to be seen. And perhaps tonight at the witching hour, I may find some answers. And perhaps you may accompany me, yes? Good wizard.
think I must, or I must understand this. This does not seem as one might say magical, but something beyond this. I'm indeed curious. I will go with you.
Dust points out the window at the moon and at the green blob around it to Minimus and says, "You see that there? Something unnatural is happening. Tonight, we must find out."
Fear it may have something to do with this waxing gibbous moon. I fear the veil is growing quite thin.
Aye, the veil is thin. And I have an idea. But it is some hours yet until the power will work.
I fear we're in such a predicament that we must be candid with each other. And I look around to the rest of the group. There are things I cannot explain, things that I've seen and things that I can do. And I believe for some reason we are brought together to explore this mystery of not understanding. I'm able to use my dreams as a sort of power, if you will. You see, I do not just view my dreams as a painting, as one might just look at it, say, an energetic Rembrandt. Rather, I feel that I am the painter itself, creating my reality with broad brushstrokes. And for some reason, when I do this, it becomes true. Do not think I'm strange. Do not think I'm crazy, for this is my reality. I jot something down in my journal real quick before I lose my thought.
Clearly, these are adversaries of the eternal light, and so my sword is at your service in this matter. But perhaps we should visit the village once again, that I may send a report back to my holy order. For these are not, I repeat, not events that I have read of in our histories, and maybe an unprecedented affront of evil upon this land.
Not before this night is over, Star Singer, for we must see this night out.
Yes, after that.
That's Brer Elric. These are wise words. Seems a plan is formulated. What do you say, Skort, Etienne? How do you feel? Are you strong enough to join us?
Of course, I'm stronger than the lot of you. What is all this talk of Fae and portals and iron? I mean, I don't understand any of this, but my axe will be wherever you wish it to be.
I think it's simply best described as devilry. Good dwarf. I am there with you.
Perhaps Brer Elric. Perhaps it is devilry. Etienne?
I need you and Dust to take a look at this scar and tell me if you know these symbols.
Well, we can't see them, right?
Yeah,
well,
again, there's no scar on his chest currently. You can see.
Do you have pen and parchment?
Well, of course. I have my journal right here.
I will do my best to look down at my chest and draw this upside down.
All right.
We do a little tattoo on you?
Yeah.
Judo tattoo?
Yeah. I'll pull over, let everybody see those runes there in the center, or those designs, is what he draws or what he sketches out, on some paper there.
I can see them clear as day on my skin.
Yeah, and actually, Etienne, for you, they have like a greenish glow that doesn't seem to be casting any light on the surroundings, but it's definitely a light from how you see it.
Okay.
Well, I would definitely do an investigation check on that, Dreamweaver.
Okay. I will let you. Let's see. What are you investigating for? I should ask.
This would be, I guess, arcane knowledge.
Okay, doing some arcane knowledge to see if they're familiar of sorts?
Yeah, maybe that's a language check?
Ooh, actually, yeah, I will allow that, but it definitely seems, as far as language goes, it definitely seems to be like probably something that you would need to use your comprehend language spell on, because it's not a language that that it would normally be spoken. It's definitely some sort of a runic, not a language per se, but definitely a form of communicating.
Right. It's not connected to any dialect of mortal tongue, basically.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have had that prepared. I don't know if that's kind of like, a cantrip or something where you always have your comprehend language. If not, I would use my wild magic to do it. So.
No, we're not worrying about whether or not a spell is prepared. You can cast any spell that you know. Difficulty comes from casting directly out of a spell book.
Okay.
Things like that. We're only worried about if it's a safe cast or a, risky cast.
Right.
Gotcha.
So this would consume the safe cast.
Yeah.
Dust will try and read it as well.
All right, so I'll make a roll on that. Are we down?
Yes.
Languages D6.
Oh, is it languages? Oh, my man.
No. It would be the comprehend languages spell. Yeah, and that's enough on the casting there, Minimus.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I cast comprehend languages and give the once over. I'm checking through my journal, going through all the different art notations I've taken. What can I glean from this glyph?
Yeah, so you definitely looking at it, you recognize. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's great. So it's definitely you start to kind of break through what this strange symbols mean, and it keeps coming. It comes up through the nature of your magical spell, able to read this or comprehend what is written in these strange runic symbols. It says changeling.
Oh fuck! All right, Etienne.
No, it doesn't. No, I'm joking.
But what's more, it appears that it is quite older than it hasn't been there for just hours. It's been there for years.
Oh God.
Whoa.
They etched it on my soul.
How old is your character, Etienne?
Looks 22.
Right? Yeah, so it looks like it's approximately 22 years old.
So I'll let the group know what I see there. I'll be like, well, there's no way I can be certain about this. It's because I'm not able to actually see it. We're basing this off of your drawing here, Etienne, but I hate to say this, but one of the oldest references to this found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, the word is changeling. I don't know what this means, but it's changeling.
Is he a fae? I have the solution to that.
I know not what it means, Scord.
Minimus, do you not know what a changeling is?
Well, after this past 24 hours, I might have a pretty good idea, Dust. Perhaps you can share your knowledge.
According to Addershade, apparently, many times, the Unsilly will trade a changeling for a human babby. It looks and tastes the same, but is not the same.
That's important.
It is purely fairy. It is mischievous. It is not evil, but it is mischievous.
Curious. Why would they take children and replace them with their children? Do they not care about their own children?
They don't care for much but their own entertainment.
Seems like a very vile practice indeed.
I am not convinced.
Some birds that do that.
Etienne, you look like a man, you eat like a man, you drink like a man, and do you attend temple?
Well, I don't go as often as I'd like.
Then I see no reason why you are not a man. This is a farce. Clearly, this is some devilry placed upon his soul.
Or perhaps this is just in your own mind. I have these situations at Dan. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Where did Anne go?
She went off into the wood.
Yeah.
Oh,
She went off
could be
to
gone
confer with her
forever.
gods.
Yeah, last time she did that, it took a while. And Etienne will follow his nose to the stew pot. I could really use some food right now.
Yeah, stew pot. And there was also a whole roast, goat stuffed with, potatoes and everything as well.
No goat.
Yeah, I'm a little cautious about eating the goat.
Elric is still fasting. He will not eat.
Right.
Not until the feast day. As he's done many times before.
I just feel guilty about the goat.
It's understandable.
Damn it. It's a good shot.
Dust's stomach growls, and she looks at the goat, and then she thinks of Farmer Patterson, and she curls her nose up, and she shakes her head to herself, and she says, "Nay, nay."
I'll gesture to the stew pot.
This goat should be perfectly fine. I have asked the Lord's blessing upon it. It shall make you healthy and strong. Of course, I attempted to cast Purify Food on it and failed, so whatever Joe has planned, you're all doomed.
I care not if it be magic. I'd eat nothing of that bastard farmer.
Yeah. I don't think I've successfully cast a spell yet, so I think I still have my spell for the day.
No, you cast a heal. You healed.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, you healed Scored.
Yes, I healed Scored. Never mind.
And made him invisible.
So wait, so when do is it first light, like traditional clericness?
Yeah, or after a full 8 rest. I mean, we're assuming it's well in the evening now, so and everybody's just kind of been relaxing and sitting. So I would definitely count this moment. But of course, this does kind of eat into the next day or until the next time you guys take like a full 8 rest. But you would definitely be back to a safe count.
I think it would be fun for me to say it's first light, because then that way there are all kinds of interesting time-related things that could happen.
Before that happens, I need to do something.
Yeah, before
if
first
that's
light.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you were waiting for kind of the witching hour.
Yes. Minimus, Elric, Etienne, how are you feeling?
Don't know.
I don't even
know how my hit points are looking right now. So
I have not lost any hit points, so I am still.
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm still
good. Etienne.
No. You're back up. You should only have 2 damage, Etienne, because you gained a level and the tincture that Grandmother Anne put you. Okay. It's just to get those last 2 hit points back, and for Minimus to recoup that 2 strength points that he lost. Like it would take, another 2 days to fully recover all of that.
Yeah, but I'm not a strength-based guy, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm always kind of used to kind of hanging around a little bit debilitated, a little hungover, a little, not quite 100%.
Yeah, so Etienne, you might feel like just a little weak, but you're basically fine.
Okay.
Feel pretty good, pretty
Just
alright.
looks around the room at her compatriots, and she says, "Gentlemen, I do understand that perhaps there are some reservations concerning my methods at the farm.
What happened at the farm?
My apologies. Etienne, be quiet, rest."
No. What happened at the farm?
My apologies.
William is a good friend of mine and Merrick's. We've been dealing with him for a while now. What has happened?
Suffice to say, I tried to loosen his tongue with extreme measures.
Dust is a thug.
Oh, this is not going to bode well.
Lady Elf, please define extreme measures. I cannot abide the harming of my flock in this place.
Dust once more looks around at all in company around her and says, "Once again, my apologies. I would ask. I have a question I must ask of the stars this evening. I am not of your world. I am alien to this place. It is not mine. I would go up on the roof and ask a question. Good Sir Elric, it has to do with your song that you and I share. How? I know not. But you sing a song that I know, and I don't understand how. I would go up on the roof and sing it. Minimus, if you would accompany me, and Scored and Elric, if you would perhaps keep me from harm, that would be most welcome.
I will only agree to do this if you answer me this one question. Did you draw blood?
I did not.
Ah. Very well then. Then we're at peace.
Oh, just your own.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Good brother Elric, if you will, I scared the villagers or the farmers with a fake ritual.
This is sinful to defraud the faithful, but if you have not drawn their blood, then we have no quarrel.
I've hurt no one.
Very well. Then I shall accompany you to the roof. Although I am a rather heavy lad, and that is a thatched roof, so I don't know how well this will work.
There is no need for you to actually accompany me to the roof. The only thing I ask is that nothing harm me whilst I am in the midst of this ritual.
I'm gonna actually look at Minimus as if, like, looking to see what his reaction is.
Kind of has looking at the floor, kind of considering the politics of what's happening right now, and he looks to Elric and he says, "It is not that I do not believe in the one true God. I simply do not care if he exists. I think the trick in understanding our fate and the secret is what we emphasize in life. Really, we are all at the center of our universe, and if Dust feels he needs to do this, and we are brought here together, then I will join her."
Dust looks at Scored, and she pulls her sword out, and she turns it around, and she hands the pommel of the sword to Scored.
What would I need with a big sticker like that? I got my nice axe.
She gets down on one knee, and she says, "Good Sir Dwarf, I am no thug. I am not of your world. Would you please help me?"
Are you Fae?
She offers her sword to Scored.
All right, Scored will take it. But,
it's not to keep.
It's a moment.
I want it back.
oh, wait. So you give me your sword, but you want it back.
He says.
Scored looks very confused.
Dust says to Scored, "I am your shield mate. I am your sword mate. I would stand at your side. Would ye do the same?"
But of course. But I do got to know, are you Fae? Because I'm not so sure I like these Fae because they hurt my friend Etienne. And I know just the thing to take care of these Fae. Good iron axe.
Clearly.
I am a dark princess of the Dusk Court. Of course I am Fae. What does that have to do with our fellowship?
So you're the one that caused the tree to explode on my friend when I hit it with my axe? That seems very strange to me. I do not understand all of this.
No, Scored. It makes sense. Dust is saying that she's French.
Oh, she's French.
Oh, that's good.
Well, that explains it all. Why she's using this crazy pig sticker.
Don't worry, Scored. Someday we will cure her of her affliction.
Dust takes her sword back from Scored, and she sheathes it, and she says, "I am not French. I am from the fair Isle of Erin." And for some reason...
Erin Gabra?
Yes, so...
Oh, so he's Irish. That's even worse than French.
Oh, that's
As
good.
as you people of the Angler Isles say, yes, I am Irish.
Ah, wait a second. But the Irish are good, faithful folk. I thought you said you did not believe in the true, eternal light. This is so confusing to a man of the cloth.
You guys are missing out on good stew over here.
Is it Irish stew? Perhaps the fake could use
Just
some.
puts her hand over her face and kind of does this. She sheathes her sword and she says, Mythweaver, what hour is it right now?
It is pushing on to like 11. But as you guys are having the conversation, everybody kind of notices towards the woods where Grandmother Anne had disappeared into, these floating, drifting lights kind of come out. And they are most certainly not fireflies. I mean, you can see them plain as day, drifting about, at the edge of the tree line, just beyond Grandmother Anne's hut. As you guys are having your conversation.
Are they coming towards us?
Oh, they are just kind of floating. They actually seem to be slowly drifting back into the trees.
Guys, we got some lights outside.
Would any of us recognize, folklore or
Yeah, I
anything?
travel
We
these roads a
know
lot.
these are will-o-wisps and terrible things.
Yeah, definitely would recognize, will-o-wisps. Or at least, from stories that have been heard.
Do we know if they're carnivorous?
I have read of this in Liverpool.
No one's
Those
ever
are
caught
devil
one.
lights.
Only seen these in paintings, but I think you're right, Rare Elric. Perhaps we should have Dusk perform her ritual before we find ourselves in another sticky situation.
Elric, throw it some lamb. See if they're hungry.
I'm not wasting my good goat that I paid $7 for. What are you talking about, Etienne? That blast in your head?
Either they eat that or they eat us.
I point to the elf. Well, perhaps I'll eat him. He's Irish.
Too damn salty.
Gentlemen, I will see you in 1 hour. And Dust heads up to the roof.
Got
Elric starts to look around the cabin for torch material.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of there actually may even be. Let's see here real quick. Yeah, sure. I don't even know why I rolled. There are torches or lanterns and various candles all around Anne's hut.
Light has ever been the friend of man. I suggest we grab some of these.
Why would we grab one of Anne's? I brought my own.
Well, perhaps we will need more than one?
Are we placing these in the windows and the door frames?
Weren't you saying there
Well,
was just
we don't want to burn this place down. It is made of wood, and mud, sticks, and... God, what is that? I missed the city. Sorry. Finding my character here.
Yeah. What am I stepping in? Damn it.
I just have to imagine that growing up and living in Liverpool is not, like living in the woods or outside of the city. It's got to be different.
probably worse.
Yeah, probably worse in some ways.
Tell me, Brer Elric, do you remember going down to the River Mersey there in Liverpool and catching cod? Did you do that when you were young?
Oh, yes. I was raised by the church, but the fathers were kind. We often took excursions to learn of the world.
Is there any time to actually perform another check on that antler or the goat horns at all to see if they are not magic?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot to have you do a check for that. Yeah, give me
I got sidetracked when Etienne woke up, so I just wanted to make sure that got done before.
Right.
Oh, sure, blame me.
Right. Yeah. So go ahead and make an int check.
Check. Okay. What's love?
D20 plus your int, and we're just shooting at a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of comes out indeterminate. It's 100% goat. And you're actually kind of questionable, judging by the horn and the entrail, the bit of organ that you have. It's kind of questionable whether or not it was actually a real long hair, or a farthing long hair like he had commented. Like, might be actually a different species of goat.
Okay. So I'm just going to take notes, kind of, embracing this newly, this scientific method. So I'm just taking notes, waiting till the witching hour.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's nighttime.
Cool ambiance.
Elric is going to grab up one of the torches, light it, and sort of start something of a patrol around the cabin.
Okay.
Keep an eye on those lights, Ulrich.
What's up?
Keep an eye on those lights out there.
Yeah.
Giving me the willies.
Aha.
Fire, the
willies
light
of
has ever
wisp.
been man's friend. It shall protect us.
And the lights just kind of seem to be fading back slowly deeper into the woods.
Wait for me.
All right.
They're back in the trees.
Are they all around us, or are they in a discrete kind of like miasma of light? Just kind of
Yeah, they're kind of more miasma of your collection that are, they were at the tree line themselves, and then they're just slowly like disappearing back deeper into the woods.
Yeah.
Kind of almost right along the regular road.
Should we follow it? Should we ban it? Should we chase down? Do the thing we're not supposed to do, chase down the will-o-wisp?
Well, I mean, Dust went up to the roof, right, to do a ritual and asked us to protect her, and I'm patrolling around the house.
I have not quite gone up there yet. I'm preparing to.
All right.
Yeah, Scored kind of begins wandering off towards the lights.
Oh no.
Oh shit!
Before everyone wanders off, Dust asks everyone, does anyone have a skin of water?
Certainly. Yeah, I have a water skin I can pass you.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I shout out at Scored. I mean, I'm out there patrolling, right? So hopefully I would see that.
Yep.
Yeah,
you would notice as you come around the house and see him making his way along towards the will-o-wisp.
Scored, where are you going? Those are devil lights.
But they're so pretty. I need to go.
Oh fuck. Joe, I would like to cast command.
Oh shit! Is he really going? What the fuck?
All right. And since you're targeting Scored, I'm assuming, go ahead and use his AC as your target number.
All right. What's your AC, Scored?
15.
God, stubborn ass to worst.
Oh, that's
Get
tough.
him. Get him.
What are you talking about? You took all your armor off an hour ago. No.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's taking forever to roll that die.
I know.
Something is up with the server here.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to go grab real die. But that would be not as fun.
Trust me, it was a natural 20 every time.
Oh my god!
Oh, the delay!
So you whistle at him, he turns and runs back.
So
Scranton showed up to play.
So I speak with the authority invested within me.
From God.
Scored by the light eternal. Return to me, my friend and ally.
Boom. Jesus, dude.
Yeah, so I guess
With
Scored,
an unnatural thundering voice.
right?
Yeah.
I am not trying to
moment-
rob you.
Right at this moment, like, I mean, there's only sincerity and in Elric's voice, and you really don't see any reason why you shouldn't just go back towards him.
Much for a walk in the woods.
I look at Elric and I look at the lights and all right. And I turn around and come back.
All right, and I think Elric, because of the nat 20, trying to think of like what benefit, because it feels like there should be a benefit for
Didn't
those.
use a spell slot. It's not risky now.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. That I think you still have a safe cast for this time being.
That's fair.
Like
either that or
whenever you command Scored, you get a +1.
No. You can just boss Scored around all day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was thinking that, or you could tie it to like bless or something at the same time. I don't know. That works. Let's just go with that. That's simple, and that would be consistent across the board for all the casters. Then, if you want to do it that way.
Yeah. Save nat 20s kind of goes a free safe cast.
Yeah.
Nice.
That works. All right.
Yeah.
So much for
I'm in on that. No, my brother, come to the light.
I was coming to the light.
I was.
Scored. You seem to be of a great warrior caste. Walk with me and tell me of your people. And yeah. So.
back to
Life, man. Give me the keys.
We shall stand guard against the night. Together.
Right on.
And the witching hour approaches. So
Dust has climbed to the roof of Grandmother Anne's hut. She has the water skin that Minimus has given her. She sits down Indian style, or Aboriginal North American style, however you want to say that.
cross-legged.
Yes, cross-legged. Even better. Even better. She puts the water skin on her left leg. She unsheathes her sword and puts it across her lap. She starts to mentally recite the 79 incantations of unknowable, unsilly peace that were taught to her by Adelshade, her mentor. She looks at the waxing full moon and the green glow behind it, and she knows that something is not quite right. She pulls out her spell book. She opens it to a blank page. On it, she inscribes a tetrahedron encompassed by a circle. She pulls out a pendulum, and she waves it over the book. And as the pendulum swings, she closes her eyes, and she thinks upon the song that Elric Starsong was singing early 2 mornings ago, that she heard, that she recognized, that her father sang to her many, many years ago, that she remembers yet does not remember.
Oh.
She focuses all of her intent on 2 things. Why did Adelshade send her from Erin to the land of the fisher people, the anglers? And 2, how is it that Elric Starsong knows the song of her father's memory? And in a low and haunting voice, she begins to sing. Sehoten, seho, mostore, molenban, mosheui, gankel moshui, gansel mor, sehoten, seho. And this she repeats over and over, with fervor and with great intent.
Man,
Wow.
Nice.
that's fucking dope.
Does Elric hear the song? Are we close enough that I would hear that?
Yeah, you're patrolling right around the kind of base around the cabin, keeping watch. You
Yeah.
most certainly hear.
As soon as Dust starts to sing that, I put my hand out and grab Scored's chest. What's going on?
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Scord wandered off into the woods again.
I'm just crouching on the eaves of the roof, man. Just writing down notes, man. I'm trying to write
One
down.
night, because we were walking, right, and like I would just stop and just like put my hand out, like, don't move, you know.
Yeah. Man. So I do believe timing wise, we're about an hour in. So I think we should take a bio break because I also have to think a minute about what the heck is about to happen.
No, that's cool. It's a cool moment.
Yeah, that is freaking. That is a
It's a
seriously
really cool
dope
moment.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Bio break.
Man, fucking
Bio
love
break.
you guys. You keep me on my toes so much.
I know.
This is amazing.
This is the best game ever. Seriously. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Roll for effort. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. And we'll be back in a couple of days.
All right. That's the thing. Yeah.
There's
Man.
no time in the day.
That is badass, guys.
Same
Holy crap.
Time, same bat channel.
Wow.
All right.
Cliffhanger.